After getting some interest from our last How to Be Successful in YouTube video, I figure I'll try to make another one and see what people think. And for this one, we're going to talk about the 3 kinds of original content that someone can put out on YouTube. We're not going to be counting announcement videos, streams, or reposting or rebroadcasting clips or shows from TV or movies and stuff like that. We're going to focus mainly on what someone can do originally on the channel. And with that said, there are 3 overriding or categories when it comes to original content. And they're kind of separated based on how great they are at getting views, subs, or a combination of the two. So the first kind is, well, the first responders. This is content aimed at being the first one to produce some kind of information. Typically it is of the drama variety, first time reviews, unboxing, reactions, and even just reporting on like news or some kind of thing that's going on as of right now. Some big name examples will be stuff like Keemstar, Philip DeFranco, and I'm sure there are plenty more, especially when it comes to video games and comic books, where when there's a big news piece, you'll get probably the same dozen or so people making similar looking videos. But the first responder category is very popular when it comes to views, for obvious reasons. When you're reporting on something that's relevant, it means a lot of people are searching for it. And if you are the very first person to do a video on it, YouTube's algorithm is going to favor that, especially if you're already well known or popular on the channel. Or I'm sorry, on the website. So the more people who watch your videos, the greater the chance that they'll subscribe, and more importantly, because it has such a high view count, it is going to get priority if someone's searching for anything related or relevant to that topic. Now, another advantage of this is that typically channels that just focus on the first response or the news pieces, they don't really need to do a lot in terms of production value. Most time it's going to be someone sitting in a place like this, and they may pull up images or websites where it's relevant. But you're not going to see a full production compared to the other categories, and that's good. Now, the disadvantage of when it comes to the first response kind of videos is that they're not really good for subs, in my opinion. Because everybody is making videos on it, it means that you have a very crowded market of people all trying to one-up each other in terms of who can get that content out first. What that means is if you don't decide to stay on top of things, then a few dozen other people are going to beat you to it. And it is a constant race for this. This is why you'll see that whenever a news piece comes out, within an hour to 2 hours, there will probably be videos up about it. Because anything more than that, and you run the risk that your content is not going to be noticed because it's not the first one. And of course, from a ethical or opinion point of view, this can get you in trouble if depending upon what your viewpoints are on whatever that topic may be. But that's a subject for another video. Now, the second kind of content is more related to subs, and that is the theatrical or production kind of content. This is when you are putting on a show, whether it is something for a specific skit or a review, you're doing something special or customized, but typically this is when instead of it being about the news piece, this is going to be about the YouTuber or the personality of the group, as opposed to just the straight content. Big examples that I've seen would be stuff like Angry Video Game Nerd, Angry Joe, Channel Awesome, Smosh Games, stuff like that. Now, the advantage of this is that you are really focusing more on the personality in a lot of cases compared to the actual content. And what that means is that this is a great way of building up a subscriber or a fan base. Because if people like who you are and what you're doing, they're going to want to stick around or continue to watch you regardless of what you're putting out. For me here, I have a lot of dedicated fans who will come out to watch whatever I want to play. They're always on for our live shows. They're making fun of me in witty ways while we're talking and stuff like that. But In terms of building a sustainable fan base, production content definitely is the best of the three that we're going to talk about. Because you're able to put either yourself on camera or whatever kind of personality you're going to show for people to watch. Now, the disadvantage of this kind of content is that of the three, it's probably the most labor and energy consuming compared to them. Because, like I said, this isn't just you reading a news piece every day or you just doing something very simple. You have to, set up cinematography. You need to, in some cases, write a script, hire other people to be on there. And this can become a lot more daunting and a lot more of an expensive kind of video. And if the value is not, or if the return is not there, it can be very disheartening to spend a month or two of your life putting together something unique and only getting like 300 to 500 views on it. And the other issue is that because you are putting yourself forward, you are also going to be judged that way. And if people don't like your personality or your quote-unquote on-air personality, then it doesn't matter the kind of video or the content you're putting out, they're not going to watch it. But with that said, in terms of growing a channel or growing yourself as a brand on YouTube, personality-driven content is definitely the most stable of the three that we're going to talk about. And again, when it gets to the epic heights, we're talking hundreds of thousands or even millions of subscribers, you can pretty much just put out anything you want and people are going to watch it. For instance, with somebody like Markiplier or PewDiePie, they don't need to put out, a very extensive look on a video game or extensive talk on a topic. They can play whatever they want and they're guaranteed at least 200 to 500,000 views at minimum. Now, the third kind of content is very unique. It's kind of the catch-all, and I like to call it the one-offs. One-offs are essentially content that it's made to either answer a very specific question or topic, or it's something that somebody is only going to really watch one time or one person's view, and then that's it. So this can be if you're watching a music video from somebody, if you're watching how to change tires on my Dodge Charger, or top 5 favorite motorcycle fails, anything like that. Now, when it comes to content along these lines, like I said, this is very weird. It's not really personality driven for the most part. It's more information driven. Because of that, you don't need to do a ton of work in terms of production values. At most, you just may need to edit clips together and maybe have a background voice. A big example would probably be the stuff like Watch Mojo puts out on a day-to-day basis. But we can even talk about channels that specialize in how-to guides. How to make the perfect pasta sauce. What's the best way to do an ollie when you're skateboarding? Stuff like that. And for a lot of these kinds of videos, it can just be literally somebody doing their day-to-day chores or a job, and that's about it. Because of that, it is a lot more of a niche focus, even more so than the personality driven. The advantage, though, is that because it is niche driven, you don't really have to worry about somebody, stealing this kind of content. And because of that, if you're the first one to put this one out, you can reliably know that people, if they decide to search for it, are going to look for your video, and that's really great. The disadvantage, though, is that this kind of content is not, hot. You're not going to be seeing a video of how to clean out your garbage disposal, get 5 to 10 million views. Likewise, it's not really sub-focus either. Because it is built on one-offs, it means that the person is not really looking for more of this kind of content or for more from this channel. Once I know how to properly clean my coat in a laundry or in a washing machine, I'm not going to need 10 more videos on that topic. So this is definitely more about the slow burn. But you do have the freedom to, basically do whatever you want. But don't be expecting to hit millions of views and millions of subs in 3 days of posting videos like this. But to wrap things up, when I think about this kind of content, or the three kinds, for me, my money is on the production side, or the personality driven, because this is the best way of creating a sustainable and a growing fan base. Again, the problem with the first response is that it puts you into a never-ending chase of whoever can get their first video out, while the one-offs are kind of great if you already have a fan base, but because it is so niche-driven, most people aren't going to find that video unless they're actively searching for it to begin with. So you're not going to be getting tons of views or subs immediately. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think, and if there's any other topics you'd like me to cover. But that's going to do it. And if you're interested in game design or industry related stuff, check back for more regular content here on Game Wisdom and on GameWisdom.com, where we examine the art and science of games. But until next time, have a good day.